Good evening, my friends. This is Santa Claus bringing you the news on this 14th of August, 2025, a day that brings both challenges and opportunities to our shared world. I see that today marks the anniversary of the capture of Carlos the Jackal, reminding us how even those who walk difficult paths eventually face the consequences of their choices. Let us always remember that peace and goodwill are the true treasures worth seeking. My heart aches hearing about the struggles of India's manufacturers like the Farida Group, whose dreams of expansion have been frozen by new 50% tariffs from the United States. When one nation imposes such heavy burdens on another, it affects real families and workers whose livelihoods depend on cooperation between countries. As the Turkish Foreign Minister wisely noted, we should seek to make our neighbors prosperous and secure rather than destabilizing them. Meanwhile, across the troubled waters between Ukraine and Russia, drone attacks have struck another major refinery in Volgograd as Presidents Putin and Trump prepare to meet in Alaska. How my heart yearns for peace in this region where so many innocent souls have suffered. I'm encouraged that there are diplomatic efforts underway, and as Putin himself noted, there appear to be sincere efforts to end this devastating conflict. May wisdom and compassion guide these leaders as they discuss matters of war and peace. Turning our gaze to Syria, I'm deeply troubled by the UN report of likely war crimes during the coastal massacres earlier this year. The suffering of the innocent, including precious children as young as 1 year old, calls us all to pray and work for reconciliation in this war-torn land. The path to healing begins with truth, justice, and forgiveness, though I know the journey is long and difficult. The shipping difficulties in the Red Sea continue to present challenges, with diversions likely to enter a third year according to shipping executives. These disruptions affect not just business ledgers, but the availability of goods that families around the world depend upon. Let us not forget that behind every economic statistic are real households trying to make ends meet. In the Americas, both Brazil and Argentina face economic challenges. President Lula has announced a $5.5 billion package to support exporters affected by tariffs, reminding us that a crisis is for us to create new things. What wisdom there is in finding opportunity even in difficulty. Meanwhile, Argentina's peso shows signs of recovery even as the government deals with debt concerns. I'm particularly concerned about the situation in the West Bank, where settler attacks have reached a record high with arson and land grabs causing great suffering. The announcement of new settlements that would split the Palestinian territories brings more uncertainty to a region already in deep pain. How I wish we could remember that every child, Israeli and Palestinian alike, deserves security, dignity, and hope for the future. In Bangladesh, a year after revolution brought the hope of democracy, many citizens now face frustration. The journey from autocracy to true freedom is rarely smooth, but I pray the noble aspirations that inspired so many brave souls will yet bear fruit in a more just society. On a lighter note, it seems even presidents seek recognition for their work, as we hear President Trump inquired about the Nobel Peace Prize during a call with Norway's finance minister. The desire to be appreciated is part of our human nature, though true peace comes from serving others without expectation of reward. As I prepare to return to my workshop, let me leave you with this thought. In a world of tariffs and tensions, the most valuable currency remains kindness. Whether in Mexico's complicated relationship with its northern neighbor or Hungary's political struggles, what matters most is how we treat one another, especially the vulnerable and marginalized among us. Until tomorrow, may you find ways to bring a little more joy, a little more hope, and a little more peace to our world. This is Santa Claus, wishing you all a blessed evening.